Welcome to All New Look Back in Amber. From exclusive interviews to interesting insights. Since 2010, we've been the best place to be for all things audio for us Newport County fans. Coming up in the next 45 minutes, I'm Lamsey and I've got all the big questions.
Hi, I'm Stephen. I've got the commentary highlights and I'll be asking how important the signing of our new manager is for the club.
Hi, I'm Luke and I'll have the audio post-match interview with Graham and how important are the next 7 days for him and our team.
Also, we have a sneak peek, at least into our chat with Newport's number 3. Never miss out. Subscribe to the podcast or make sure you listen at 3 p.m. on a Sunday or 7 p.m. on a Wednesday after all League 2 home matches.
Right here.
Right here.
Right now.
Right now.
Newport City Radio.
Oh, I've got so much to talk to you two about. Who's this Graham geezer? What have I missed?
The last Graham we had at the club ended up going well, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Well, we're going to find out how his first match went, so let's get down to business. First of all, I would say normally it began at 1 p.m. in the Marquee, but it didn't, because you two have been schmoozing with the new geezer. What was this about?
Luke normally does the press conferences anyway, but I thought I'd go along for the ride, new manager, so get to meet him, get to listen to what he's all about.
So you double-teamed our new manager.
We did, yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. That's okay. So aside from that, it did begin at 1 p.m. yesterday afternoon in the Marquee with the NCR warm-up team. The kids from Abertillery Bluebirds, they were a handful. They were good fun. And Charity of the Day, Sarah Rescue, they brought a kit with them as well. They brought kind of stuff.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Me and Stephen walked through the Marquee. We've seen people in big uniformy looking things.
And their boats there and everything. It was just absolutely amazing. So that was that one. So good to see Sarah there. They're trying to raise money to have their own lifeboat station. So that's what they were doing there. Live music from the one and only Alid Shoes. Always good to see Alid, and he was fantastic yesterday. So thank you for doing that one. Continued at 3 p.m. in the compy with Stephen, Luke, and Chris Chapel that you're about to hear in a second. And I never mentioned him, so I'm going to mention him. Chris Lucas on photo duties. Forget about little Chris.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Good seeing Chris yesterday. And we're pleased to be in your ears with all new Look Back in Amber with this match against Colchester. Stephen, Colchester's recent form.
They lost their last match at Swindon 1-0 after getting their first win in 8 matches in their previous game against Harrogate. In their last 8 matches, Colchester had 1-1, drawn 2 and lost 6. Colchester United had yet to win away this season. In 6 away matches, they'd drawn 1 and lost 5. And since 2016, in the last 5 meetings at Rodney Parade, Colchester have won 2, drawn 1 and lost 2.
Okay, Luke, how did Newport County line up yesterday afternoon?
Graham Coughlin's first game in charge, although I don't know how much of this first 11 was Graham Coughlin, how much of it was Dowd, who was the first team coach. We had Joe Day in goal, James Clark, Priestley Farquharson and Mickey Dimitri was the back 3, Adam Lewis and Cameron Norman as wing backs, nicely Cameron Norman back on the right. Listen to previous episodes to Look Back in Amber. Nathan Murray, Scott Bennett and James Wade as a midfield 3, Omar Bogle and Will Evans up front.
Okay, we need to talk about this lineup, but not now. Let's hear what happened first. Let's take you back to yesterday at 3 p.m.
Good afternoon. After what was not even a full year in charge, the James Rowberry era is over and the tenure of Graham Coughlin begins today. He inherits a Newport County side with the worst home record in League 2 and they're up against the side with the worst away record, Colchester United. Chris Chapel here on commentary, alongside a man who's had his fair share of bad starts, Stephen Howell.
Yeah, well, let's hope we don't get one today, Chris. Yeah, great to be here, like you said. First match of the Graham Coughlin era. Quite interesting to see what difference he's going to make, but it'll be a bit difficult to judge today after only 1 day with the players, but hopefully get a performance, get a result. Like you said, both sides almost identical records in the last 8 games. And it should be a good afternoon.
It's a run into the box. Norman plays it out to Bogle in the left corner of the penalty area. And now Lewis on the left. Chips across it. Evans header! Dropped into the left corner of the Colchester United net. And inside 10 minutes, the Coughlin era gets off to a flying start. Evans with his 4th of the season makes it Newport County 1, Colchester United 0. But a lovely header, and it's 1-0 early on here.
Yeah, it was a really nice move, wasn't it? Nice play out wide, good run by Adam Lewis, got a really good cross in, and Will Evans got himself on the end of it. perfect start for Graham Coughlin under his new era. It's what you want, isn't it? Fast start, get a goal, early goal, get the crowd singing as you can hear now.
Kazim goes down the left wing, gets a low cross in. Good touch from Sears. And the shot across goal from Hannant. It was in there on his left foot. Sends it wide. And a poor header back towards the goalkeeper by Kazim, and he's brought down Evans, who was waiting to capitalise on the underhit back pass. The header from Kazim, but nothing given by referee Andrew Kitchett. Hannett quickly gets down the right hand side at the other end. The cross doesn't find anyone, and Norman loses out. Now Akinde finds Chilvers, flashes a shot into the near post, and it almost squirts under the body of Joe Day. But he turns around and pounces on it before Hannett can poke it into the unguarded net. All action, both ends there.
Well, yeah, you go from almost getting a penalty down one end, which I think might have been a bit harsh, but it definitely brought him down. He was shaping up to shoot, and then Colchester go down the other end and almost score themselves. So yeah, it was definitely end to end there, wasn't it?
Evans again controls the ball on his thigh, sends it through to Bogle, edge of the area, left footed shot over the goalkeeper's head and just over the crossbar. Adam Lewis does well, and now the ball's played through for Omar Bogle on the left channel. Looks for options in the middle, waits there, first time effort, side footed straight at the goalkeeper Hornby. But another attempt on target for Newport County. Colchester clear it across to Chamada. Hannant, and Chamada's really flying down the right hand side. He's got it again. Ball into Akinde, and then the cross is fired over by the midfielder Marshall Miranda on the volley. He was unmarked, arriving around 13-14 yards out. Strong play from Wilmot, and Evans gets to the ball before Chambers takes it to the right hand side and lays it across. Wilding, and the shot is palmed away by Hornby for a corner. Great play once again from Evans, showing his tenacious spirit to get to all the loose balls first. It was a good low cross, which found Wilding on the other side of the 18-yard line. And his first-time effort was pushed away by the goalkeeper. Well, we played all 5 of the additional minutes, and that is full-time. Graham Coughlin begins with a win here at Rodney Parade, and it's the first league win at home for 2 months. They've lost 3 and drawn 1 in the meantime, and having commanded the game for large parts, County move up to 18th in the table with a very spirited performance and a goal from the best player on the pitch, Will Evans. Hugs all round, a crowd enjoyed that. And a bit of fight from their side to try and claw their way out of danger. Impressive first 90 minutes for the new manager. Newport County 1, Colchester United 0.
I don't think we've ever been so excited about a 1-0 win, have we?
we really haven't, no.
No. Yeah. Let's hear from the man that actually managed to get that over the line, the brand new manager.
The 3 points was vital. It was a big game. Both teams obviously in a precarious position in the league, so yeah, the 3 points was massive. But like I say, it was a performance and a win based on the old tradition, the old spirit of this football club and of this community.
Just winning your battles, was that the big thing that you got into? I mean, sort of roller
it was pretty quick actually. I didn't have much time with the lads. I just got some messages across to them on Thursday. I'd Friday on the grass, but that's probably right there. You probably sum it up: winning your individual battles, coming out on top in every duel.
What pleased you especially about the performance?
I would have to say the clean sheet. I'd have to say we looked very, very dangerous. There is goals in this team. We had 3, 4, possibly 5 little opportunities that we could have got another goal. They had 1 shot on goal. We defended manfully, and we also ran and ran and ran. So
Work-ons, what are you looking to maybe have a bit more?
loads.
Yes.
Loads. We've got lots and lots to work on. So enjoy this evening. I said that to the players, I said that to the fans. Enjoy this evening, but we've got lots to do. We've got a long way to go. But it's pleasing. It's pleasing because we've not had too many smiles on faces around here over the last 12, 13 games. So, but that's 2 wins on the bounce for the lads, and I'm chuffed to bits for them because of the work rate, their attitude, and the commitment, and the effort that they put in, particularly yesterday.
Was that sort of your side yet, or is that, given the short amount of time you had, was that sort of making the most of the situation, if you know what I mean? It's sort of in terms of shape and the way you'll build.
Yeah, we had to cut our cloth accordingly. As you say, we hadn't got a lot of time. I would have liked to see us move the ball a lot more. And in fairness to them, they did in the first 20 minutes. And then we got the goal. And then it was after 21 minutes we got the goal or something like that, whatever time it was.
26.
It was 26. And we then stopped. We then stopped. But I suppose if you're in that neck of the woods in the league and you're under that was a big pressure game as well, and you're under that much pressure, I suppose it's understandable. But I thought we were very, very good the first 20 minutes. And we moved the ball, we switched play, we landed on seconds, and we won first contacts, and we played with a little bit of intensity. But that seemed to go when we got the goal, funny enough. So, but I can understand. I've been in that situation myself as a player, and you seek your 18-yard line as quick as you can because you think that's a safety line. But realistically, it's not. But I thought we were good. I thought we were really, really good, and it was really pleasing. And there's lots to work on.
Housekeeping, was Adam Lewis, was that tactical, or was he injured?
No, he had a bit of cramp. To be fair, he kept saying he was all right. And I said, no, you're not. I can see you're not. So he said, okay. But he's had a lot going on. His young lady is about to have a baby as well. So it's not only physically, but it's mentally draining on him as well. So his emotional well-being is obviously our main concern, and we didn't want to keep pushing him and maybe he tweaks something. So I thought it was a sensible decision. I thought he was very good today as well, to be fair to him. And I obviously wish him and his missus all the best with the forthcoming baby.
And you brought your right-hand man in yesterday. What will he add to your management team?
Joe's experienced. He's got good knowledge of the divisions. He's got good knowledge of the players. He's an experienced guy. The players will love working with him. He's tactically astute. And I suppose he has, similar to myself, he has a history in development and producing and making better. So if we can make the players better, if we can develop them and push them on to the next level, we'll be doing our jobs.
You said you wanted to make this a fortress again. It's been far from that over the last 6 months or so, but a good start, and the crowd got behind you as well.
I thought they were very good, and I think, I don't know, they'd probably be the best people to ask, but I think they've seen little glimpses certainly in the first 20 minutes, 25, 26 minutes. I think they've seen little glimpses of what we're looking for, what we're wanting, and where we're trying to get to as a club. But like I say, the community, the old tradition, the noise, the fortress, as you mentioned, we got to get the old spirit back here, and I thought we showed a degree of that today.
Yeah, some big individual performances as well. Will Evans got man of the match and got the goal as well, but he worked so hard, didn't he?
I wouldn't have been able to be honest, you know what, I wouldn't have been able to pick 1 to 11. I wouldn't have been able to pick probably Joe. Joe was had one save to make, but he come and he collected, he organised, he used his voice at the back of the goalkeeper. I thought the back three were solid. The two wing backs in midfield, we landed on teams, we broke things up, we were disciplined, we shaped up well, and the 2 lads, Omar and Will, up front. I must mention the subs as well. They brought right at the right time. They brought that bit of quality, that bit of nous that we needed, the legs and the energy then just to see the game out. I thought all round it was a very, very good, solid performance, to be honest.
First home clean sheet of the season. That must be pleasing.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but yes, yeah. I think we've only had 1 clean sheet. I didn't know whether that was home or away, but yeah, first home clean sheet if if that's correct, that's brilliant. And it gives us something to build on. It gives us a standard. We've set the standard now. Now build on it.
Yeah, something to build on. You go to Mansfield Tuesday. Good chance to build some big momentum in your reign as Newport County manager.
Well, that's a massive challenge. That's a massive challenge on Tuesday night. I'm sure it's one that the players will be up for, and we look forward to it. Look, let's digest tonight. Let's get a recovery session into the lads and get them rested up, and we'll deal with the next opponent on Monday morning and organise accordingly.
Seems like you switched dugouts as well. Under the previous regime you were on the left-hand side, now you're back in the traditional right-hand side. Talk us through that.
I wouldn't. The last time I was here as a manager I was on the opposite side, so I wouldn't know really, to be honest, what the switch of dugouts would be.
Fair enough, cheers.
There you go, a long interview, but it had to be done, didn't it, mate?
It did.
Stephen, what do you make of it all?
Yeah, I thought, as we said, Luke alluded to in the press conference, it was noticeable that we'd swapped ends in the dugout and before the game. I'm not sure how much Graham had to do with that. I don't know, he had a little glint in his eye when Luke asked him about it, didn't he? So,
see, what he should have done is gone in there with that. I had a feng shui expert.
I was going to say a feng shui expert.
And I don't want to big myself up, but I believe I said this on Look Back in Amber quite a few episodes ago, that maybe that's a factor.
You did indeed. Yes.
The negative energies around.
Yeah.
As Lamsey turns into a feng shui expert this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Yeah, but I thought it was a really good, positive start on the front foot. He spoke about it in his press conference, didn't he, about wanting his team to play on the front foot. And I thought they did that. They got the early goal, which is a really nice move. And I thought it was really important for the team's confidence, for the fans to get them going. And like Graham said in his thing, I thought first 25 minutes it was really, really good. Like I said, at the front two, I thought we were linking up really well. We were winning the ball back. We were winning the second balls, as he spoke about. And I thought the players were mixing the play up as well, some going direct. But we spoke about Newport going direct, but this was going direct with a purpose, and the balls were actually finding the man, and that was a big difference for me yesterday. And I thought...
any ideas how that happens? So, same players...
Yeah.
Different manager, same intent.
Bit of luck, maybe. The wind sometimes for Rodney Parade when you're playing against it. It can be a beast sometimes.
I just thought that they were more measured in their play yesterday. They were more, obviously they wanted to impress the new manager as well. So, yeah, I know football's a strange thing, isn't it? How do these same players go and perform so differently to what they've done in recent weeks? Yeah, and then I thought Colchester kind of grew into the game as the first half went on. They created a couple of chances for themselves. But yeah, Newport going in at half-time, 1-0 up was really good. Sometimes we kind of come out in the second half and then it all goes wrong, but fortunately yesterday it didn't really happen. We came out with a couple of good chances. And then I think, like Graham said, I got written down here, the intensity in the team fell away in the second half. So it wasn't really a classic second half, to be honest. There wasn't much happened. We had a couple of chances. I think what else didn't help the rhythm of the game was Colchester players going down injured every 5-10 minutes.
The fans weren't happy with that.
Yeah, I don't know whether it was a tactic, but they were going down all the time and staying down when I don't think they were even really injured. But I thought what was good about Graham is he made changes at the right time. Like he brought on a bit of experience with Wilmot and Wildig. Then towards the end, he brought on Lewis Collins and Thierry Neves for the last 5 or 6 minutes. A bit of pace up front to kind of, stretch their centre-backs.
Chase down lost causes and run into corners. And
I think, as you can hear from the commentary, the atmosphere at the end was absolutely brilliant. And it was so nice to be in that atmosphere. Because we said, didn't we, after the last home game, the atmosphere wasn't good. Well, it was back yesterday, and what I really liked about Graham was he talked about getting the atmosphere back and making Rodney Parade a fortress, and I think he's on his way to doing that.
I think the club have communicated that really well, haven't they? They've turned around and said, we really, really need you now. You need to get back into Rodney Parade and show some support, and I think that's what happened. It just felt really busy when I was in the marquee doing the warm-up yesterday. It just felt like really, really good over there. Let's talk about the starting 11. So, Luke, have you got any thoughts?
Well, as I said in the intro, I don't know how much of the starting 11 was Graham's, because he's only had one day on the training pitch with them, and how much of the starting 11 was Jared, the first team coach. He said in his press conference on Thursday, if you've seen it on YouTube, he said that he's going to have to rely on Jared a lot for Saturday. His assistant, who he brought in, Joe Dunn, was at Colchester up until they departed with Wayne Brown a few weeks ago. So we think he'd have some insight into that. I do have to say, Cameron Norman, we talked about it on the last edition of Look Back in Amber, is a right full-back, or centre-back. And yesterday he was on right wing back in the front three, and he played quite well yesterday, getting high, getting balls into the box, creating chances. I got to say, Priestley Farquharson, I was impressed. We'll hear from him for what he had to say to us in a few weeks, but going up against someone like John Akinde, who is... We've seen him, he looked like an absolute unit, but Priestley Farquharson stood up to him well. I think his Priestley's strength and his ability to hold off a man really shone yesterday against someone like John Akinde.
Yeah, because I remember Akinde, the last time we played them at home, he came on and he changed the game and they just couldn't cope with him. And I think it was a really clever thing. I think we did it before as well against, I can't remember who it was, maybe Leighton Orient or something like that.
Harry Smith with their 6'9" striker.
And they brought in Priestley for that, and I thought he was really good yesterday. Like Luke said, his battling, his recovery runs as well. He's quick as well as strong. So absolutely brilliant yesterday. Yeah, really good performance.
Yeah, with Priestley, it feels that he has been a missing part of the jigsaw.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have him back. What was the change in formation between previous Newport County sides and this one yesterday?
He went with the 3-5-2, or a 3-4-1-2, however you want to look at it. And I just think he put players in their natural positions, like Luke said. And I think that helped the team as well, because obviously they're comfortable playing that. He only had a day on the training pitch for them. In his press conference, I think for him yesterday it was more about getting the message across, like winning your battles and things like that. I think that's what he probably did more. I think Jared probably arranged the team, and then he just came in and, just got a few points across. There's not much you can do in like 48 hours, is there really?
No, there's not. Yeah, and I think he said that, didn't he? And I know you got a bit more of his pre-match press conference coming up as well in a couple of seconds. Use of subs, again, something that we've been a little bit worried about with James sometimes. Yeah. How did that happen this time? So we knew the subs were used.
Yeah, I just thought he did really well. I think, like I said, he brought on Wilmot and Wildig, bit of experience. Wilmot slotted in at right wing back. Aaron Wildig nearly scored as well, so that was a good substitution. The two young guys, Collins and Nevers, coming on at the end, I thought it was a really smart move as well. Nicely, late on in the game, as we just spoke about, chasing down, creating space, drawing players out as well. You might get a late winner because players get tired as well, obviously, towards the end of the game. So I thought his subs were really good yesterday, yeah.
Okay, lots to like. Before we go into the absolute county man of the match, quick question for you both. How did it feel leaving Rodney Parade yesterday?
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, it's like chalk and cheese from the last time we sat here talking about a home game. Obviously, we played in the EFL Trophy in the week, but just a totally different atmosphere. I was full of joy going into Cake Lab yesterday. I've been going in there to commiserate the defeat and having a brownie or a blondie to commiserate, but this time it was a celebratory one, so I bought 4. Hiya, Cake Lab, by the way.
I think that's a brownie they owe us.
Did it taste even better yesterday?
Oh, yeah, man. Best one I've had all season.
Which is impossible, but it happened. Look, how was it like leaving Rodney Parade yesterday?
Well, for me, I was being battered by the weather conditions. By the time I was leaving Rodney Parade, I didn't have a jacket or coat with me, so I was getting battered by the conditions. But no, it was fantastic leaving. I had a takeaway last night, which again, like Stephen and his brownies, did taste even sweeter.
Hello, Atlantic snack bar as well.
Well, we're coining the cash today. It's Luke's first show since he was 18.
It was, yeah.
So
his successful 18th birthday,
and he still can't wear the right clothes to a football game in October. So there you go. So a year older, but not a year wiser.
No, 100% not.
Yeah.
Our absolutely county man of the match. Go for it.
After every home game, at Absolute County on Twitter, you have your chance to say who your man of the match was. Your options were Will Evans, Priestley Farquharson, Adam Lewis, who got the assist yesterday, or other which I allow you to say below who you thought was the man of the match yesterday. I know Stephen's already kind of alluded to his man of the match yesterday being Will Evans.
Yeah.
64% of you agree with Stephen Howell, and Will Evans is the absolute county man of the match.
And if you want to hear more from Will, his podcast is available now. So subscribe to this podcast, and you'll find all the rest of them there. It's just a brilliant interview with him. We really enjoyed having him.
The only place to be for Newport County fans.
Absolutely. It's a week to go to school half term. Can you believe that's come around so quick? And the team at the Neon have already announced the return of their soft play sessions with a Halloween theme. It's open from Monday right the way through until the 5th of November. Doors open at 11 o'clock in the morning and close at 5 p.m. Whatever you do, don't miss out. Book now at theneon.co.uk.
Right here, right now.
Newport City Radio.
So for my talking point this week, I'm going to repeat a question which I asked Gavin Foxall at the manager's press conference on Thursdays. I asked the question, how important is this appointment for Newport County?
Oh, it's absolutely critical, given where we are. And that's why we've gone through the robust process that we have. We were very humbled by the fact that there was 26 odd applications for the post. So I think it tells you what people and how people view us externally in that respect. It's an absolutely key appointment. It's a key one to get right. It's why we went through the process that we have, and we did the interviewing that we have, and we've done the due diligence on individuals that we did. And it's really key that you do all that, because there's many different facets that come to be included on all of that. So yeah, for us, it's absolutely key that the manager has got to be able to, as Graham said, get a tune out of the players on a consistent basis. And what is interesting when you interview people for this role is the amount of work that they've gone through at looking at our squad, what we've got, what they see as the challenges today. So they're almost coming into the job having identified what the issues are, and I think that says something about them. And in terms of what we're looking at, and why Graham is fully conversed of what the short-term priorities are, in terms of us getting points on the table and hopefully starting on Saturday against Colchester.
I'll ask you, Ian, first. How important is this appointment for Newport County?
Not as important as it could have been if we were a little bit later in the season. So I think by making the change now, which we're all a little bit sad by, because we got to know James really, really well.
Yeah.
But it's given him plenty of time to be able to have an effect. And it's not the Great Escape, is it, yet?
No.
Not going to curse it. So, yes, it's important to get this right for a lot of reasons. It's important to get this right because we need to start climbing the league. We need the fans back in the ground again. So from a revenue point of view, it's important. For a prestige point of view, it's important. When you do recruitment, which I've been involved with sometimes, it's a difficult thing. You meet somebody for the first time and they talk a good game. Oh, there's a pun. When someone shows up to an interview and you're interviewing them for a position, they're at their best. They're looking their best. They're sounding their best. They're prepared. They've rehearsed. And you've got to take it in that moment. And in that moment, you've got someone hopefully impressive with you. You think, right, they're the right man for the job or the right person for the job in other walks of life. And that's where it is. But it can go wrong. Mm-hmm. And it might not work out. You might have all the best intentions. As fans, have got to be a little bit careful. It's football, but it's still a recruitment process. And things go wrong and can go wrong. And I think James wasn't wrong. I think James was a great decision for us at that time. It just didn't work. So now we've got to put all our hopes into this recruitment process and hope that this management or this manager works for us. So that's where I am with it, mate. Yeah,
I think just to touch on the recruitment process, what I took out of it was 26 people applied, which shows there was a lot of interest. Gavin spoke about doing the due diligence on the managers, which I think is really, really good. He spoke about this after the recruitment of James Robrey as well. So I think that, behind the scenes, they're doing everything possible to make sure that they've got the right person. And I think, Luke, what do you think?
I think the key thing is he didn't mention it there, I don't think, but he mentioned it in the press conference, is that Darren Kelly, the sporting director, and Paul Trollope went through each manager, which I think to have the backing of someone like Paul Trollope, we know James Robrey mentioned he came in don't know what his official role at the club is, but he was there towards the end of James Robury's reign. Whether he was just advising the club on this appointment or...
because I thought Robury brought him in, but if he's still around after Robury left, then obviously the club must have brought him in.
Well, here's a question for Gavin in the next couple of weeks.
I know, I was about to mention that.
We've got so many things to ask him, so that's on the list.
I think it's absolutely critical. I think where we are in the table now, we've got 14 points from 15 games. I don't want to go in too much into my talking point, but I think the next week could be big. At the start of the season, the whole talk around the club was aiming towards promotion. I think the start of the season might be a bit of a stumbling ground, and hopefully now Graham is the one.
Given where we were in the table, I think it was such an important appointment. Like Lamsey, you alluded to, we're not really under threat of relegation, but we were flirting around our zone, which is obviously a worry.
Don't be anywhere near. Not seeing. We're celebrating 10 years in the league coming up,
and we know from what almost happened in 2017 what that could mean for the club if they go down to non-league. I would say that the club is in a much better position now than what it was in 2017. So I don't think it might have been as disastrous as what it was then, but it would still be a big problem, wouldn't it? But I think what we really need now at the moment is stability. I think, and I just get this sense from Graham that he's got the experience. He's brought in an experienced number 2, and I'm hoping that we have a good long period of stability with him. I don't want us going back to like it was before Mike Flynn took over, where we were getting different managers all the time. Yeah, so there's a monster of urban music night here at the Neon on the 28th of October. Kenny All-Star with support from Young Lion and Newport's very own Empire Flips. Doors open at 7:30pm and tickets are available at theneon.co.uk.
Right here.
Right here.
Right now.
Right now.
Newport City Radio.
So for my talk upon just mentioning it there, I want to ask the question this week: how important are the next 7 days for Graham and the team? We go to Mansfield now on Tuesday and we go to Northampton on Saturday. 2 teams who you'd expect to be there or thereabouts come the end of the season. But for his early few games in charge, we talk about this new manager bounce. In terms of momentum, Stephen, how important are the next 7 days in the season then of Newport County?
Yeah, will the next couple of games define our season? No. But I think you're right. I think what we do need to do is build a bit of momentum. You know, we've got 2 wins in a week this week now, so the players are obviously in a good place. Graham spoke about the difference. He was coming into a winning team rather than a team that had just lost, didn't he, on Thursday? So I think that's kind of helping him as well. Obviously, going to Mansfield, club he knows very, very well, as he was a manager there as well. So, it's going to be a tough place to go. I think, they're doing really well at the moment in League 2. So, second highest scorers in League 2 at the moment with 23 goals. So, but I would like to see us, go there, be hard to beat, hopefully pick up a result. And the same again with Northampton, they're third in the league. It's going to be another difficult test. So if he can get through this next week,
Northampton with one of the informed players, not just in League 2 in the FL, in Sam Hoskins as well.
Yeah. So I think... if he can get a result of maybe at least one of those games, I think you will have done really well. I mean, you're not going to be expected to win both those games, so.
Sorry.
But and I think something else that you just wanted to talk about is something to build on, isn't it? And so I just think Saturday was such a good performance, and there was a few things which he did, like the clean sheet, keeping a clean sheet. I thought was really positive.
In terms of then, like, mentally, not being able to keep a clean sheet, we've talked about, like, fight to the end and that kind of mentality sometimes can be a bit negative, but, like, not keeping a clean sheet first or in the home all season, that might be a mental block lifted a little bit. Yeah,
I just think, there were so many good things yesterday. Like we said, it was we kept a clean sheet for the first time. It's only the second time this season that Newport had scored first at home. And in the 4 games that Newport have scored first this season, they won 3 and drawn 1. Obviously, if he can get us to score first and be difficult to beat, then he's going to start getting results, no doubt about it.
We've seen under James Roby try to play football. Do you think we need a bit more of what you traditionally see in League 2 in terms of long ball up to your big striker when you're off Randy Zanzaro and your Omar Bogle? Or do you think we can get the right mix
Yeah, I think he'll definitely build on the team. But what I did notice from looking at the things yesterday was, there wasn't as many passes as what they normally do. But I thought we were a lot better when we passed the ball. We did do quite a lot of inaccurate passes as well. But I thought on times we were much better with the ball. There was more purpose to the play, and it was more measured. And I think that's what he's going to bring.
So let's talk about what we know about Graham. So we know that he's previously a centre-back.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So he's defensive player.
Yes.
We know that he's got that ability to put that into teams.
Yes.
He's done that at Bristol. We know he's also able to play that long ball that we don't really particularly like, but it got Bristol to where they need to be at that point.
Were they fourth in League One before he left?
Took them to fourth in League One, yeah.
I'm going to completely undo all the great work that I've been doing for about 3 years on this show right now. So maybe long balls aren't that bad if they get you the results. But I don't think that's what we want. I don't think it's what the rest of the Newport County family want as well. Is it? We want nice football. Yeah. Less passes might be a good thing. So we'll see how much of that comes into it. So the long ball, maybe we've been a bit harsh. Maybe it is a tactic that needs to be employed. So I don't know. Pop that on for a second. So defensively, that's what he needs to do. We know what happens when when new managers come in. They stabilise it first. You don't want any goals going past. He's got that already. Yeah. Again, we don't know how much influence he's had compared to Jared. I take that point, yeah. But the first job is to stop Newport County from losing and trying to get them to win. Well, that's a big tick, isn't it? We beat Leyton Orient. So we can beat anybody on our day.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a matter of where they're bottom league or top of the league, and he's got to take it. Here we go, football cliche, which they all use. I'm going to use one game at a time.
You mentioned that on Thursday.
But that's all you can do. That's all you can do. You can't be thinking too far ahead. You've got to take what's in front of you. And the other thing I want to roll back on, after all these years, I have changed my mind on my fundamental argument.
Okay,
we need to keep fighting to the end. So I've always said that it's a mentality thing, and do we need to do that all the time? Yes, we do. This is the Newport County way. So forget what I've said over the last couple of years. I'm now changing my mind completely. Yeah, let's just keep fighting because yes, they proved that it works.
Yeah, that's one of the things I like about him is he talked about like the old spirit and all that. Obviously, he's seen that under Flinney, and he's obviously recognised that's been missing. So
Exposure Wrestling present Neon Massacre, which is just going to be a fantastic night of professional wrestling here at the Neon with ex-WWE star Fandango, now known as Dirty Dango on the indie scene. On 30th of October, next Sunday, doors open at 6 p.m. Tickets from the Neon and exposurewrestling.com. Do not miss a fantastic night of professional wrestling here at the Neon.
This is Newport City Radio.
Time to go back in time a little bit. We had a few players in the studio a couple of weeks ago. Would you like to hear a little bit of our exclusive interview with Declan Drysdale? Are you ready?
Yep. We had Gavin and James on, and they talked about lookalikes. So
I know what you're going to say, yeah. I know what's coming.
Is there anybody in the current squad who looks like somebody famous or from a film? Or
so you can get your dig in first.
I feel like this was a question aimed for me, to be fair, because I do get the Prince Charming a lot. I do get the Prince Charming a lot. Yeah, but then is there anyone else?
Did you hear my suggestion?
What is it?
That if the club needs to make a bit of extra revenue around Christmas time, off to Panto you go.
Well, the chairman did mention that when I first come. They do a Christmas party or something every year, so he wants me to go as Prince Charming, but I'll see what.
Well, after talking to you for about 10-15 minutes, we've got grander plans, so you're going to pop you at the riverfront. I can't remember what it is. I'm sure it's Robin Hood this year at the riverfront. It's bound to have a Prince Charming. Every Panto's got a Prince Charming in, isn't it?
Well, you know where I am now, don't you? So
this wasn't intended to throw you under the bus, so you get a chance now to pass the buck on to another player.
I'm trying to think. I don't think there is anyone else, is there? Is there anyone you guys would say?
Nathan Mariah Welsh.
Speed. Like Speed. Yeah. Well, that's what he gets called now. Speed.
Yeah. I need, because I'm old. I need to go and Google this.
Yeah. I'm sure it won't be hard to find if you know how to use TikTok. Then.
Hey, YouTuber. I still haven't Googled it, so I need to find out. As you can tell, he didn't disappoint either. You can hear the full interview just after 8 a.m. this Friday morning on Newport City Radio, or if you subscribe to the podcast, expect special edition with Declan Drysdale to be delivered to you at 9 a.m. Also this coming Friday.
Right here.
Right here.
Right now.
Right now.
Newport City Radio.
So, a lot of games coming up. We're going to try and sneak a little amber in after the FA Cup game. So, even though we do EFL League 2 stuff, we're going to try and do something around that time. So, let's just take us up to that point. As you've alluded to, the next away game is on Tuesday at 7:45 p.m. at Mansfield. So, Luke, what's your score prediction?
Ooh, Mansfield are going to be a tough place to go, but I think we'll win 2-0. They are fourth in League Two, but we're Newport County.
Yeah.
We're gonna win. The mighty Newport County.
And we love playing away.
We do.
Okay.
Yeah. Even though, we haven't actually won at Mansfield since January 1939.
There you go.
So
Well,
don't want to
boys.
put the downers on it,
There it
but
goes.
yeah, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Eminently sensible. Luke, next up we go to Northampton Town, Saturday the 29th of October. I've got this down as a 2 p.m.
It is, isn't it? It's 2 p.m.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
of the rugby.
Oh,
It's
right, yeah.
Northampton
Yes,
Saints are playing,
yes,
I think.
that's right.
There we go.
Rugby.
So I was right. I just thought I'd clarify with you two. Meant to do it before we came on there. Right, so Luke, what's this one going to be?
Yeah, it doesn't get easier. We play fourth on Tuesday, third on Saturday.
Well,
Good luck, boys.
We beat them first, don't worry.
Yeah. They are pretty formidable at home, but again, when Newport County will win 1-0.
yeah, well, they actually did lose their last home match, so against Salford. So I think we'll win 2-1.
And let's take a look at the next home match, which is the FA Cup. We've got a great history in this competition. New manager, what could possibly go wrong? Firework night, Saturday the 5th of November, 3 p.m, Colchester are visiting. We know what's just happened there. Luke, are we going to do any better this time round in the
2-0.
FA Cup against... Oh, he's in there already. He's not let me finish my sentence. 2-0.
2-0, Luke. Yeah.
I think Stephen said that it should light his own fireworks.
Yes, yeah. Nice.
Ian
Yeah.
Prowse reference for you. Good afternoon,
Well
Prowse.
done. Good afternoon, Prowsey. Yep. Actually, not the first time we've played them in the FA Cup. We played them in November 1981, lost 2-0 away. We played them in January and February 1979, drew 0-0 home and lost 1-0 away. And also in 1969, where we won 2-1 at home. So I think we'll be able to see a repeat of that result, 2-1.
Brilliant. Hopefully on that day, we're still talking to the club about this. There should be a warm-up in the marquee on that Saturday, and it will be a no-request disco. And this time we will be asking you to refresh our playlist as well. So really looking forward to that one. Thank you for taking time out to listen today. As always, we'd love to read your thoughts about our thoughts on Facebook, on Twitter and Instagram via direct message. We're also on email, studio@newportcityradio.org. Our amazing conversation with Declan will be available this Friday. Get it fresh by subscribing to this podcast now. We'll also catch you on Sunday the 6th of November from 3 p.m. as we look back in amber at the match against Colchester. More talking points, more banter, and a sneak listen to our interview with Priestley Farquharson.
Right here.
Right here.
Right now.
Right now.
Newport City Radio.